Hi all, thanks for taking the time to join me. Now in this video stroke series I want to talk about how people are gross and you won't convince me otherwise. Now if you don't know this about me already, I've got OCD habits, I've got ADHD traits and I'm a borderline germaphobe. What's that you say? What a catch? Yeah, my missus is a lucky girl. No, but seriously, she is. Now I say borderline germaphobe because I'm not one of the irrational Howard Hughes types that's terrified of germs. On the contrary, I just have a healthy respect for them. I completely understand that human beings wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for bacteria. And did you know there are more bacteria in and on your body than there are human cells? Oh, some of you did know that. Oh, okay, well, good for you. Gold stars all round. People need to realise that personal hygiene is super important. I would guess that most people living today are completely unaware that due to developments in hygiene and sanitation, human beings pretty much doubled their life expectancy in the last 200 years. But anyway, I digress. Back to why people are gross. So, we all know it's horrible to spit on anyone. It's illegal, it's an act of aggression, and it can spread disease. But people spit naturally when they talk. Not all the time, you know, it might be when you're talking fast or when you're angry, or when you say a certain word, or you might gleek every once in a while, which I'm sure you've all done. You just might not know it's called gleeking. It's when you go to speak and a line of saliva sprays out of the middle of your mouth. As I say, we don't mean to do it, but we all do it. Now, think for a second what you can catch from someone else's spit. You can catch the flu, you can catch COVID, you can get herpes, you can get strep bacteria, you could get hepatitis B and C. Now, let me go one step further because being a germaphobe, it's just how my mind works. Let's say someone accidentally spits on you, man or woman, but in the last 24 hours, they had oral sex with someone and their mouth got a little bit messy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah? Yeah. Right. Well, whatever they have mixed in with their spit has now been spat on you. Now, if that lands in your eye or if it goes on the soft part of your lips, it's getting immediately absorbed into your body. So that is just super, super gross. And you're probably thinking, oh, Chris, you're just thinking about it too much because you're a germaphobe. No, ask anyone that serves the public. You know, if they've served them food, if they're a delivery driver, if they work on a till as a cashier, whatever. I guarantee you they will get spit off people on them on a regular basis. Look, during lockdown when they put all the spit screens up, well, if you actually look at the spit screens, you'll see they're covered in spit. So you can actually see they're doing the job. But then a load of companies decided, oh, well, you know, we don't want to protect our employees from getting spat on by customers. So they got rid of them, which just absolutely baffled me. And you speak to anyone, well, not anyone, but most people that had the spit screens taken away, and they'll say they'd rather have had them still up because it stops them from getting spat on. Accidentally, but still, accidentally or not, if someone spits on you with hepatitis in their spit and you get it, you don't care whether it was an accident or not, do you? Now, moving on from spit, a couple of other things. Most people walking around right now at this second have got shit in their ass crack and piss in their pants. Again, you think I'm going too far? Think about it. If you've used the toilet and not showered or bathed straight after, you have got these things on you. You know, you can say, oh, well, I wipe with wet wipes or water wipes, baby wipes, whatever you call them. Yeah, they don't do diddly squat. They'll wipe off the surface dirt, but they're not killing or removing bacteria, are they? And if you think they are, go and get a wet wipe and clean your armpit with it. If you've got a sweaty armpit, give it a clean. And then smell your armpit afterwards. Does it smell clean? No, that's because it's not. because water doesn't clean anything. You've also got people out in public. Now, this usually applies to young lads. Not necessarily just young lads, as in teenagers, but, you know, usually, you know, lads up into the 20s. But how many times you see them walking around with their hands down the front of their pants? And sometimes it's not just in the pants, it's in their underwear as well. So they're rummaging around with the balls and the pubes, getting all their microbiome and God knows what on the hands, and then going around touching light switches and handrails and door handles. And then you've got other people that will walk around and, you know, stuff their hands down the back of the pants and give their ass crack a good old scratch, getting feces and God knows what on their hands. And the stuff in human feces is awful. You've got pathogens, parasites, viruses. It's dangerous stuff. Arguably as bad, if not worse, than human saliva. I've seen it. Where was I? I won't mention the shop, but I was in a supermarket and I saw someone, hands down the back of the pants, good old scratch, pulled the hand out, sniffed it, and then carried on shopping. So think about that person going around the shop thinking, oh, I'll take that off the shelf. Oh, I don't want that one. Oh, I want that bunch of bananas. Oh no, not that one, I'll get the other ones. And they're touching all this stuff. And again, you're thinking I'm exaggerating, but you people out there are the ones that will shake the hands of these people. Think about that for a sec. Now, the last point I want to make is about coughing and sneezing. When we cough and sneeze, we can literally send out thousands of germs. They can spread up to 8 meters, depending on the conditions, and they can travel up to 100 miles an hour. So that's why it's always been taught to kids that you catch your coughs and you catch your sneezes and then you wash your hands. Well, because people don't do this is one of the reasons I became a germaphobe. I was working out of Manchester and I was having to get the train. I don't particularly like public transport as it is. Don't like sitting on seats that other people have had the shoes on, which I might cover in another video. But I was travelling in winter and I was on this carriage and there was about 40 people on the carriage with me. And out of the 40 people, about 30 of them were ill. Coughing and sneezing, not covering the noses, not covering the mouths. The ones that did cover the noses or mouths, which was the odd one, you know, were still touching the rails and the seats and the doors. And I remember just feeling like I was shrinking into my coat. I just didn't want to be there. And when I used to get home from work, I used to strip my clothes off at the door, go straight into the shower and clean off, even before I'd give my missus a kiss hello, because I was that paranoid that the stuff from the train was stuck to me. But I didn't stay working in Manchester very long after that because I couldn't deal with the public transport. Right, now my final thought for this one is take a minute or two after the video's ended and I want you to think about something gross that you do on your own at home. You know, it could be picking your nose and eating it. It could be scratching your ass and sniffing your fingers. It could be touching yourself. I don't know. But think, after you've done it, there's people out there that will do the same and worse than you and not clean themselves afterwards and then go out and interact with people. There are also people out there that will do those things, not at home, but out in public venues and places and not wash. And then they're touching all the things that you're having to touch. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're someone who gets ill a lot. You know, you're getting it from somewhere. You know, if you're a little bit cleaner, you might not get so ill so often. So you're all welcome for that. I'm going for now, so please like, share and subscribe. Hopefully I'll do a few more about people being disgusting to try and spread the message. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Ta-ta.